What's up, YouTubers? Today I'll bring a deck profile on the new gold pattern that's supported from GBT13 Ultimate Shy. With this set, gold pattern become more and more playable with all the new stuff in the set. Especially the Shy new Gurguit made every single gold pattern playable, I would say. And there are a lot of ways to do different style for the deck as well. So let's get started. For starting Vanguard, we have Knight of Early Dawn Koi. Koi is a really good starter. Skill is Unite. Put this into your soul. Look at the top 3. Then Superior Cover, and that unit gains 2k. And then put the rest to the deck and shuffle. So it doesn't put to the bottom deck, which doesn't stack, but it gives you a free unit out of the deck, which is pretty good. And it gives you back a soul, so that's why it's really good as a starter. Then moving on to grade 3s, we have 4 Golden Holy Knight Sword Gurguit. This is a new Gurguit. Some people prefer the old one, which is GB2 doesn't do the same thing, and Shy skill as well. But I like this one because it gives you Unite every single time you Shy, guarantee. That's why I like this a lot more than the other one. So this one, GB2 is Unite. All of your unit gains Intercept and can intercept from the back row. So every unit on your board is now able to guard for you, but sometimes you only use this when you are on certain situation that you need to, or you need to clear up a circle, rearguard circle for yourself for the next turn. Other than that, you hardly use it. Second skill is what I recommend people. That's why to run this Gurguit inside the old one. Skill is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. It costs a soul different from the original one. The original one just Counterblast, but this one's Counterblast, Soul Blast. When you Shy, you may look at the top 4 Superior Call unit, and if that unit has Unite ability, you may, after shuffling the card back to the deck, you may Superior Call the top card in rest position. So it gives you guarantee Unite. That's why I like this better than the old one, because the old one only Counterblast 1 to top 4 to Superior Call 1. Even though the original one gave you a unit that's being called 2000 power. But I feel that the power won't make a difference because you rather have the Unite activate right away to activate all your other skill. So this skill help you to fill up your board faster as well. And also there's a new card which goes along with I would say goes really well with this skill. That's why I recommend this Gurguit instead of the old one. Then moving on, we play 2 Million Act Dragon. I like this card a lot. I would say it's like a mini Gurguit, I would say, for the new one. Because even if you don't get Gurguit from the start, you write this as a Vanguard. Its skill still activate. It's a Vanguard and Rearguard skill, which is Counterblast 1 when you G unit shites. You may return up to you may return at least 1 unit to the deck, and then if you do, you look at top 3 to Superior Call 2. So you could return as many as you want, but by returning at least 1, you may call 2 out of the deck. So which, let's say you are starting off with first Shy, you have this in hand instead of Gurguit, you write this and Shy, and you don't have a board but your starter, you may return the starter back to the deck, and then Superior Call 2 unit out of the deck to activate Unite for all your skill. Plus, 90% I would say of your G zone is Gurguit name, so you don't have to worry about your rear guards effects that needs Gurguit to activate skill. So as long as at least for that stride turn, you don't have to worry, and you get everything you need. And then once you get to Gurguit, you use Gurguit to rewrite to Gurguit, and then to have the more consistent skill. Then moving on, we play for grade 2. Play Knight of Springs Light Palomar. I play for this because I like this a lot. I would say it's more consistent. Plus, it has Unite ability. So Unite ability is not GB restricted. So it gains 2000 as long as it Unite. So it's an 11k attacker. Second skill is GB1 Counterblast 1. When this unit plays on rare, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 3. Superior Call unit into the same column, and then put the rest to the bottom deck. So it's a column maker. I would say by calling this from Strike skill, you could get another column off of this. So your column is set, and whatever it costs, it hits over your opponents because itself is already at 11k. So even if you call a 5k trigger in the 16, it still hits over numbers. So that's why it's pretty good. Then moving on, we play Night of Sunny Day, Sylvanas. I only played 3 because, first of all, he has 2 skill, which none of them is GB restricted. But I play it most of the time for the attack, not for the second skill. Because his first skill is when you have a Vanguard with Gurgit's name, grade 4 Vanguard with Gurgit's name, which is all your shites. This unit gains 2k, so it's also 11k. Second skill is the defense skill. It's kind of thin out your deck, but you sometimes use it because you need a soul. So its skill is, as a beginner, your guarding step. If your Vanguard with Gurgit name is being attacked, you could put this unit into your soul. So this is a time when, if you have this as a Vanguard, it won't trigger the ability, but most of the time you have Gurgit since you can search it out. So when you have Gurgit as Vanguard, you can put this unit into your soul and a superior card, the top 2 card to the Guardian Circle to guard. So this help you to activate Unite on your defense turn right away as well. Plus it's pretty good since it helps you to get rid of one of your own circle for your next turn setup. Not bad as a card, I would say. I actually use it a lot because it actually helps a lot to thin out the deck. For even though sometimes you might hit triggers, but it helps you to thin out a lot of stuff that you don't want in the deck, and then by thinning out the deck, you hit trigger more and more with a new strike that helps you a lot. Then moving on, we played 3 Night of Daylight Kinaras. I would say it's also really an attacker because first skill is Unite as well. When you have a Vanguard with Gurgit's name, this card gains 4k. So it becomes a 13k attacker, which hits even crossright, so you don't have to worry about that number. Second skill is GB1. When this plays on rare, you may pay the cost by discarding a card from your hand to look top 3 to superior call 1 and put the rest of the bottom deck. I never use this skill because I never want to lose a card in my hand since everything else could be called from the deck. I just want to have this card to attack. That's why never wasting the hand on this one. Unless in a situation you not hitting anything, you will use it. But it's not likely to not hit anything, so you don't really need the skill. Then moving on, we play 2 Night of the Remaining Sun, Henrius. So I play only 2 because even though this card is good, but this card doesn't have Unite's ability, so if you hit it with Vanguard's strike skill, which are Gurgit, you won't be able to trigger the second part of the strike skill for Unite. So I only play 2 under some situation when you need it. Because itself, it gives you a second unit as well, but problem is that it also calls a counterbox and the soul, which not like Pellemore here only needs a counterbox. Because the soul, you want to save it for Vanguard strike skill every single time you shy. That's why you have this to help you to gain the soul and stuff. But if you actually hit this, you can still use it. Skill is counterbox 1, soul box 1. When this unit plays on rearguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 3 to superior call unit. Other than, unlike Pellemore, you could call anywhere you want, so it's not bad. And then both unit that call, if you have a Vanguard with Gurgit's name, both unit gains 3k. So you can play this in any other Gold Pattern deck. It's just that without Gurgit's name, you lose the 3000 boost. But other than that, it's not really a big deal. Then moving on to grade 1s, we play 4 Dawning Night. I'm not sure what the name, but it's a strike father of the deck. So it helps you to strike, and you can search up your Gurgit if you need to, because if you really don't want to ride this, you still want Gurgit. You could use this to call and search it out, and you could bounce it back to the deck, so you don't have to worry that you're wasting a card. There's a lot of card in this deck now. Could help you bounce board card on your field back to the deck, so you could draw it again. So you don't have to worry, and then even if you call trigger, you could bounce it back. So it's not a big deal to call a unit that you want in the deck. Then moving on, we play 4 Perfect Guard. This is our new Perfect Guard, Liberator, Improved Falcon. So the first skill is nullify the attack, which everyone knows. Downside is that it cannot guard rear guard attack. But second skill is in the drop zone. Choose itself and a second copy of the same card name. You could bind these two to face up, then choose up to at least 1 unit to bounce it back to the deck. If you do, you could look at top 3 to superior call 1. So it's similar to our dragon over here, but this you don't need to pay any cost because it's in the drop zone and you don't really need the drop zone to do stuff. So you can just remove itself and another copy for a superior call that you want to fix up your board for. Then moving on, we play 4 Knight of Isolation Carnias, I believe that's the name. I would say this is the best grade 1 for this deck because it's really good with what it does. So first skill is if you have a Vanguard with Unite ability, this unit gains resist. So since your Vanguard Gurguit has Unite in ability, it always has a resist. So second ability is that's what I like the most, which is Unite. GB1, you may rest this unit and choose another unit from the field other than the same name and return it to the bottom deck. So if you do, choose one of your unit gains 4k and countercharge one, draw a card. So what I like this most about this with the Gurguit Strike skill is that if you have this set up on the board, you use Gurguit Strike skill, the second card you call is in rest position. So you can just rest this instead and then return that rest card to the bottom of the deck. Then you draw a card and countercharge. So basically all you did for the strike skill is to soul blast 1 and you gain Unite. That's why I like this card the most. The downside to that is that it cannot bounce itself, so calling more than 1 to the board is actually kind of painful since you cannot use it a second time, but you could still use that as a boost. That's why it's not that bad, but I like this card. 1 on the board is good enough. Usually you want to set it behind Vanguard because your Vanguard gets drive trigger check and all the power boost, so you don't really need the boost, but most of the time you will use it. Plus this unit gains 4k, so you can just choose the 4k to Vanguard, so it doesn't lose that much from the boost, so that's why it's good. Then moving on, we play 3 Sunshine Knight Jeffrey. We should play Jeffrey because Jeffrey is still good. It's I would say it helps you to boost up your soul and it helps you to gain cards in your hand. You still need hand, like that's not really a question because every single deck needs hand to guard and stuff. That's why it's still good. Then moving on to triggers, we play 4 Scarface Lion. Lion just there because it's a Gurgish crit. It helps you to gain 5k and draw a card and also boost up your soul. Then 4 Flamingo Victory is also help you to boost your soul and the extra 3k power. Then Poly Liberator, 12 crit in the deck. I would say crit is really good since this deck uses superior call a lot. You could save all your trigger in the deck, so the critical hits help you to hit. Plus with the new Gurguit, it's really good, but the downside is that it doesn't have an extra crit, so 12 crit help you to have that winning chance more. Then lastly, we play our 4 of our new heal trigger. We don't play the other heal trigger anymore since the other heal trigger only works when you discard for the G Guardian, the only G Guardian it will activate its ability. But with this one, as long as you're paying the cost for G Guard and you have a second copy in the drop zone, you could remove both copy and to countercharge one and soul charge one. It helps you to gain soul and it helps you to countercharge. I would say this deck doesn't really need it, but it's good to have since it's not a bad heal. Since with this, most of the time your strike skill is free on counterblast, so it doesn't really matter, which that's the good part since deck is not counterblast heavy at all with the new grade 1. That's why the deck is a lot more playable. Plus, all you counterblast with is Pellemore and this unit, I would say. Anything else doesn't need counterblast, and also you're shy, but not all your strike needs counterblast, so essentially you only need like 1 or 2 counterblast every single turn, and this helps you to countercharge 1 back, so you essentially really need 1 counterblast every single turn to help you to set up your board to push your opponent. That's why this deck is really good. When the United Century Zero Dragon come out, it shouldn't be a problem for this deck, even though it's a counterblast too, but who knows, maybe there's different changes to the deck at that point. Moving on to strikes, we play 4 Holy Sword of Heavenly Law Gurguit. Gurgit's 4 of. Nothing much to say about this card. It's a good setup for first turn strike. So skill is counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand flip itself. So all of your unit gains for this turn, all of your unit gains 2k for each face up Gurguit in the G zone. So the more Gurguit you flip face up, the more power it gains. And also when this unit attacks, you may look at the top 7 card to superior card unit. So it give you another extra setup, even though it needs Unite to pay the cost for counterblast 1 and discard a card. But it's really good because you help you to set up in first turn try and late game with all the Gurguit you flip face up. The extra 2000k boost will be a lot for each face up. So our next strike will be Master Swordman and First Light Gurguit Henrius. This I would say is the best strike Go Paladin could get in a long time. Because skill is once per turn, Unite, you may flip copy face up of itself face up, and then it gains drive check. It gains 1 extra drive check. So the 4 checker. What's the difference? That second skill is GB3. So that's why you want your Heavenly Law to set up first for your GB3. GB3 is this GB3 doesn't need Unite. It's during your turn. This unit gains 5k for each of your rearguard. So by having 5 rearguard, this unit gains 25k, which makes itself 51k to attack your opponent, and also that your opponent cannot call grade 1 from their hand to the Guardian Circle, so which means no perfect guard to this attack. With so high amount of power, your opponent usually no gauge your attack. That's why we're running 12 crit to make sure you get a critical trigger on your Vanguard to help you to win the game. And also what's good about this card is that its first skill for the drive plus 1 drive check, you don't need to use it. So you could be a triple drive 51k without boost, or you could be a quad drive 51 without boost. Since most of the time you will have this unit set up behind your Vanguard, so you won't really have the boost, but then the unit gave your Vanguard extra 4k, so it will be 55. If you play a second one, you get another 4k, so which help you to run over the... It won't be a magic number, since even though plus another 4k, that will make your Vanguard 59, so it won't really matters. But with the boost, without the boost, you're still hitting for a high number and no perfect guard for your opponent, so they won't really guard unless they have G guard and enough zeros for it. So if you don't decide to use a quad drive, this will punish your opponent more, but you don't get the extra card. But if you use a quad drive, it hurts more because your opponent had to overguard as well. And then after 2 times of this, if you decide to use quad drive and then first try of this, the last time you use Gurguit, you will have 7 face up, so that will give you all your unit 14k power, which is really powerful. Then moving on, we play 1 Radiant Sword Gurguit. It's like Ezo, the original, the Crossfire Ezo, which Unite, Counterboss 1, Soul Boss 2. This unit gains 5k for each of your units, so if you have 5, this unit gains 25k, and all of your unit gains 5k as well, so it helps to boost up your rearguard, including the Vanguard. Other than this, only boosts up your Vanguard, but it focuses at 1 point as your Vanguard. This focuses on everything, but it's much a heavier cost since it's a Soul Blast 2, and your Shrine needs Soul Blast, so you're really going to this card. If you don't want to lose that hand and you want to go to the first turn strike, you could strike into this. It's not a problem, but you won't really have the ability to use the skill since early game you don't set up enough soul for it. Then moving on, we play 1 Downward. You could play whatever you want. People play GBA, anything. I play Downward because late game, you did not almost all the cards in your deck, so putting back the extra trigger helps. Even though you don't gain the skill since not enough high beasts in the deck, but putting up an extra trigger helps the deck a lot. Then moving on, we play 1 Seabreeze. So Seabreeze is there because if you're playing against a Greylock deck, you could countercharge. You could shy with a GB1 because most of the cards in your deck rely on GB1. I would say at least half. So that GB1 setup is good. Then moving on, we play for G Guardian. We play 2 True Liberator of Healing. It is I guess that's how you say the name. Skill is GB1. So counterbox 1, choose a unit from your G zone to flip it face up. You usually flip G Guardian. You can flip any other G unit as well. Choose a G Guardian to flip it face up. So you have to choose a G Guard itself. So it doesn't have to be itself, but it could be any other G Guard. Flip it face up. When this unit plays on Guardian Circle, you may pay the costs. Then look at the top 2 of your deck to choose one to call it to the Guardian Circle to guard with this unit. And it gives the unit a second ability, which if the attack did not hit, move this unit into the Guardian Circle. So it could bring a unit to you on the board, which help you to guard with Gurgit's first ability. So it give you another unit to intercept back off from the board. So it helps you to set up a lot of stuff, because this unit activate Unite as well, since it's itself and a unit that skill costs. Then moving on, we play 2 Golden Beast Slay Me Flare. So 2 Slay Me Flare, I would say is good. I really like the card since it bounces a card that you don't want on the board back to the deck, and then look at top 5 to superior call 2 card from those 5 with different grade. So it's I would say is a better version of our Liberator, because even though Liberator flip a G guard, but this one, it can help you bounce back a unit that you want in the deck, and then help you to guard from the deck to choose a unit that you don't want, you want to get rid of. But it's 1-to-1. They all have, each have a better side, each doesn't. So because this one give you a unit back for Gurguit, but this one only returns one, so you lose a unit on the board. You might need it if you're on a situation that you don't have anything to bounce. Then last one we play is our Feather Collection one, Rika. There is time you have unit on the board, so you don't really need to bounce anything back or superior call a new one for skill. So the 20k G guard will be enough for it. That's why you still run one, but most of the time you use it to flip for our G guard, for our on flip G guard. So that's pretty much it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys next time.